Here's your system. So going through the components, we have the Sevcon size 4, a DC contactor, the motor, and the DIN rail. I've connected it to my power source, which is a 48 volt battery over there. So we have the 3 phase cables coming from the motor, and the order matters. So it's M1, M2, and M3. The longest cable goes to M1, the middle cable goes to M2, and the shortest cable goes to M3. Here we have the sensor cable. This is a position sensor and temperature, and that's going into the 35-way plug. From there, there's another set of wires going to this DIN rail, and then the third set is going to this contactor. So this is the coil side of the contactor. Here we have a power, which powers the motor controller. So it has an internal power supply based off battery voltage, and this is fused at 5 amps. Down here we have the DIN rail. We have B-, and then a bunch of pins that go into this 35-way. So from the right we have key switch, throttle, foot switch, micro switch or FS1, forward reverse switch, and then a D-sub serial connector, which goes into the computer. So we follow that line, it eventually ends up here into this XAT, and it's communicating with the DVT software. So to turn the system on, you power it up. So I turn on my battery system. And once that is on, we turn the system on by turning the switch. We see that the light came on. A solid light means that it's in operation and there's no faults present. And once it had turned on, slightly after that, this contactor came in. And what happened was the motor controller powered on, did a pre-charge. That is, it pre-charged the DC link on the motor controller, and then it closed the contactor. To operate the motor controller, and note it doesn't require to be plugged into the computer, we would first put it into forward position, turn on the FS1, and now it will respond to throttle. There's no regen as you're using a power supply, so when I turn the throttle to 0, it just freewheels back down. If you're under operation and you want to safely stop it, you would remove the FS1. To turn the system off, you return FS1 to 0, throttle to 0, forward, neutral, reverse back to the neutral position, and then you turn the system off. You'll hear the contactor open. That's it. I'll ship it as is basically. However, I'll have to disassemble this as little as I can, but it should be, with this video, it should be easy to put back together. So it will also be shipped in operational, so you'll be able to turn it on without the computer system. And I recommend that the first thing you do is just plug it in as I've set it up here, just to confirm that it is operating as I've just shown, and then from there make any changes on that, because there's many ways that you can achieve this sort of functionality that you need.